Shalom. Call Halimla, Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai, by Shem Rakakadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles, great millstone who rule well, and to the brothers, all right, that's pushing this truth. And peace and blessing to the hopeful elect Shalom. And this is just gonna be me just recommending you brothers and sisters to watch this video right here. Alright. Now I just skimmed through it, alright, and through the spirit and power of Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai landed on a perfect part of the video. I'm not gonna play it right now though. I'll just link it in the subscription. I mean, um, you know what I'm talking about. Forgot what it's called, man. Under the this video, all right. Um, and basically it's just I don't know who he is, all right. Might be a Israelite. He breaks down this pseudo, all right, fake science, all right, this fox science, right, this fake science, all right, that Esau has forwarded to act like he's superior than the Israelites and as a whole superior than other nations. And basically Esau, in summary, Esau says that Jake's skull is similar to a ape, a primate specifically, right? Because apes don't have tails or whatever, right? A chimpanzee or a gorilla, those things, right? There he's Esau saying that Jake's skull is similar to those skulls, therefore they're inferior, right? They're just coming with bullshit. And this guy pretty much debunks the whole timeline of Esau's wicked agenda with what is it called, like eugenics and uh, Darwinism and all that bullshit, right? And on one of the videos, what caught my attention is that how their little theory about, oh, if you have a bigger skull that means you're smarter, right? And then they showed on here that Jake's skull is bigger than Esau's skull, right? Now obviously this is not a part of the doctrine about the, your physical appearance, the flesh, right? It's through the spirit, but I just find this amusing how Esau is getting exposed for his pseudo science, right? And then they found out that Jake's skull is bigger than Esau's skull, and then Esau backtracked and had to set up new rules to make himself look superior, man. And that's the fucking devil working his magic, man. Just lying, setting up rules that benefit him. All right. Esau was setting up all types of shit, still doing it now to benefit the Edomites, man, which are the so-called white people. Like the one I can most think of off the top of my head is Roe versus Wade. That wasn't meant to be a quote unquote righteous decree. That was to to keep the Edomite population from decreasing drastically, man. All right, and one of them legislators or whatever politicians slipped up on the tongue and even said it. All right, so Esau's being found out. Now, when I clicked this video, I didn't know what I was gonna get into. You know, some people mostly think, oh, it's probably gonna be a video about Jake being seen at the bottom. I didn't think that, but that's typically what people would see in these type of videos. But I just clicked it anyway, and then I come to find out Esau's getting exposed, man. And before I get into a few scriptures, I'ma just look at the comments. All right. Um, my race is superior, so I must fake scientific evidence to prove it and feel better inside. And that's Esau Edom, the goddamn devil himself, man. Esau, what did Esau say, man? I'ma pursue, all right, my brother with the sword, man. Why did Esau do that? To make himself feel better inside, man. And this is a part of that sword, man. Fake science. All right? And just roughly paraphrasing the precept upon on Esau's wickedness, it's not sad, it's pathetic and weak. And you Edomites are pathetic and weak, man. All right? You think that you're on a high level because Yahweh Bashem Yahushai set you up on high. And he did that to bring your ass right back down to the grave, to the pit, to the grave, man. That's what's happening right now. December 13th, they start calling it C Day. We're gonna see what's gonna happen. All right. I'm not expecting much. All right, but it's gonna be a big event that sets off everything. Jacob's trouble. Let's keep scrolling through these comments. The way these guys do science reminds me of how I would do my middle school science projects. I would keep fudging the numbers until I got an answer that proves my hypothesis. And that's what I just said. And the video talks about with Esau Edom and his fucking the scientists they had, all right? Straight up just lying and lying until something just made sense to them, not actually make sense to reality, make sense to them to act like they're superior than specifically the so-called blacks, the so-called Hispanics, and the so-called Native Americans, and then Esau Edom threw in the other nations. All right. Now I see a lot of people, specifically in the comment section, even the main video, they try to mix in Jake with the Hamites, the so-called Africans. But even Esau Edom during these times of his bullshit, he separated Jake from the Hamites. They called us Negroes. All right, they didn't call us Egyptians. They didn't call us Ethiopians. They didn't call us Africans. They called us Negroes. Up until what was it? I think Jesse Jackson or something like that in the 80s is when they started calling us African Americans. All right, and so-called blacks of America, right? And Jamaicans and Haitians, all right, they're not descendants from Hamites, so-called Africans, all right? They're descendants from Abraham to Isaac to Jacob, and they make up the southern kingdom, all right, of the nation Israel. Then let's keep scrolling through and looking at these funnies. Salaki, these comments. Isn't it funny how most of the people making these hierarchies imagine themselves to be at the very top of them? Yeah, Esau Edom's the goddamn devil. And look how many up likes it got, and it pretty much maxed out the comments. Let's look at these comments right here. I believe in a hierarchy like this where my race is at the middle, am Hispanic. Man, a precept just popped up in my head. You so-called Hispanics are almost at the tippy top, all right? Because they make up the Northern Kingdom. No, as a whole, the nation of Israel, they're at the top. But when you bring in the Southern Kingdom, and then the elect, they're almost at the top. Now let's get Tremish. Jeremiah 2:33. Why trimmest thou thy way to seek love? Therefore hast thou also taught the wicked ones thy ways. That's trimming his way, saying he think he in the middle when he's at the top, man. He's at the top. So-called Hispanics. Isn't it kind of funny how the leaders of the Nazi movement were a guy with brown eyes and brown hair, a cripple and an obese brown-haired dude, not one glorious Aryan as far as you can see. And that's right. They say that Hitler's what Hitler deemed as a so-called superior human is a blonde-haired, blue-eyed, pale-skinned human, and that's so far from the truth. And it's a hypocritical statement if that was truly a part of it. Um, they didn't even have that in their ranks. Here it is. I mean, the hierarchy between white and non-white, not between different variations of white people. And he's replying to that comment about the NIZI, and that's also a lie because that was applying to all over the earth, and you see it now by people putting in dyeing their hair, which is literally frying your hair and your scalp. Look at Playboy Cardi, for example. He's pretty much going bald. Who else? Just look at the women. They get blonde hair. They straighten our women straighten their hair, man. The so-called nigga woman is through. They don't even the 90% plus of them don't even feel comfortable wearing how their hair grows. All right, they put in contacts. So let's keep going through these comments. I think this video demonstrates how easily scientists, etc., can be wrong and that there always needs to be someone to question these things. You fucking Edomites are not supposed to be ruling. In other words, stupid people think they're the most intelligent, but it's about race. Yeah, you fucking Edomites are the basis of men. While you were talking about the skull sizes, I was wondering if you could cover the fact that later it inconveniently discovered that black skulls were on average larger. Then he changed his view of the meaning of skull size. Yeah, that's what Esau was doing with their science. All right, so they're full of shit. They're liars. They're fucking disgusting. All right, they're cursed and they're wicked as hell, man. And Esau does nothing better than Jake, even being wicked, which is not something to be boastful about, but it's the truth. Jake is the former of all things, good and bad. Jake is more wicked than the Edomites. And this is in the scriptures, man. Let me see if I can get that real quick. Give me a moment. Let me see if I can find that real quick. All right, here we go. You see, we gotta prove what we say through the scriptures. We gotta filter what we say through the scriptures as well. Jeremiah 5:25. Your iniquities have turned away these things, and your sins have withholden good things from you. For among my people are found wicked men. They lay wait as he that setteth snares. They set a trap. They catch men. As a cage is full of birds, so are their houses full of deceit. Therefore they are become great and waxen rich. They are waxing fat, they shine, yeah, they overpass the deeds of the wicked. Alright? And that wicked, talking about you Edomites, man. So Edom's whole thing is to be wicked, and Jake's whole thing is to be righteous, and Jake is even more wicked than Esau, man, which is a bad thing, but that just shows how superior we are to these Edomites, man. No matter how we look, we can look like an Edomite, all right, we can look like a Moabite, so on and so forth. And what else, man? Look at everything around you, man. A so-called nigger woman created GPS. A so-called black man created the guitar, rock and roll, rap, jazz, hip hop. All right. So-called black person created heat-seeking missiles. A so-called black person created telecommunications. So what is Esau getting at, man? So-called black, the most popular genres is started by so-called black people. The people who dominate sports are so-called blacks and Hispanics and Native Americans. All right, all these technology and advances was started from Jake, and Esau just took it and ran with it, man. And we only know so much. Who knows what else Esau has just jacked from Jake? You Edomites are at the bottom of the bottom. You're not even above the heathens. The Esau is below everything, man. Even dirt has a better purpose than a fucking Edomite. If you got dirt, you can grow apple tree, and then with that apple tree, you can make apple pie. You can make apple sauce. You can just eat the apple. You can grow cabbage, potatoes. What the hell? The Edomites is destroying that shit and giving you GMO food, man, making GMO babies, and that's targeted at you niggas, man. The Israelites, you spiggers, man, you tomahawks, getting targeted by this goddamn devil. That's why the fucking Edomites will be done away with, because they are the wicked. Let's keep looking at these comments, man. Just a few minutes in, and you can already hear how hard this guy is cringing. I feel you, bro. No one ancestors were innocent, all right? And the elect will be found innocent. So the Israelites are the only ones that will be found innocent. But I wish mine were a bit less obnoxious. Probably a fucking Edomite talking, man. Alright, check this out. As someone who grew up in a shitty school system, I usually tell people that the supposed overall IQ, low IQ, and just for reference, the IQ was created by Esau to make Jake look like fucking idiots. That's literally the whole point of the IQ test. Of black people isn't caused by genetics, of course, because so-called black people are the most superior people on the planet Earth right now. And I'm talking about Judah, Benjamin, and Levi, right? But rather quality of the school systems. And that's right. Esau didn't want Jake to have a education. No matter what. They don't want us to have an education right now, man. But through the grace of Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shai, he allowed it. Through slavery, they gave us slave Bibles. After slavery, oppression, destroying our towns, giving us the shitty schools, while these fucking Edomites get the echelons, the upper echelons, Salakia, the upper echelon, whatever, right? Let's keep reading. But rather quality of the school systems. A good number of us attended school systems districts that were and still are being shafted, underfunded, and ran by people who either aren't exactly the best qualified or just don't care enough. But of course, the race realists don't take that as a fact or into account. Of course, because Esau cherry picks. Esau's the devil. He's always gonna lie. Esau is gonna lie forever. These Edomites are gonna lie and do just be wicked. Cause they're literally created to be wicked, man. Literally. It's literally in their spirits. It's in their spirits to be wicked. Psalms 58:3. The wicked are estranged from the womb. They go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies. And just to prove, obviously, this is talking about Esau, is Malachi chapter 1 and verse 4. Whereas Edom said, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus said Yahweh of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down. And they shall call them the border, let's highlight that, the border of wickedness. So that means everywhere they go is going to be wickedness. And the people against whom Yahweh have indignation forever. All right, and there's multiple other precepts proving that these Edomites are the lowest of the low. They are the scum of the earth. So I have to actually tell them why modern anthropology and evolutionary science literally disproves everything they believe in, because apparently to them, socio-economic circumstances don't contribute to IQ at all. Yeah, because Esau is full of shit. They're full of shit. They oppress a man, and then they use that oppression and turn, like, this is what Esau does. I'm gonna give you a perfect analogy, right? Say you're fucking drowning, right? No, say you're underwater. Say you're underwater and you're trying to swim up, and somebody is literally pushing you down so you can't swim up. And as you're trying to swim up and they're pushing you down, they're talking shit about how you can't get up. And then there's multiple people doing that, not just one person. It's like 3-4 people pushing you down, talking shit. Say, look, he's a weak swimmer. He can't get up. That's Esau Edom, man. He's a piece of shit. He's a bully. He's wicked. His system is falling, and he's gonna be butthurt. Let's keep scrolling through, man. Although systematically these racial classification systems are gone, false, it's still here. Culturally, it's still strong, of course, and widespread across the entire world. Why is it across the entire world? Job 9, 27? The earth, Job 9:24. The earth is given to the hand of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? That's why it's across the whole world, because the fucking Edomites control the earth. Obviously. Racism is judging a person by their skin, language, hair, eyes, or physical appearance. Yes and no. Fucking Hamites that look like Israelites are not catching hell like Israelites. Ishmaelites and Elamites that look like so-called Hispanics and Native Americans aren't catching hell like so-called Hispanics and Native Americans. So it's not a skin color. It's not a language. It's not hairs. It's not eyes or physical appearance. It's the spirit. It's literally the spirit, man. That's why you see people You see, it was a comment I seen where it said, why do white people hate some so-called black people so much just because their skin color? They don't hate so-called black people because of the skin color. They hate so-called black people because we have the promise, and the natives and Hispanics, we have the promise of Yahweh by Shemi Al Shah to rule the earth forever and ever, for eternity. And they don't have, their promise is extermination. That's why they're mad. It's literally in their spirit. All right, now I'm gonna hit the newest comments, and then I'm gonna hit a few more precepts, and I'm gonna wrap it up. All right, perfect. The correct interpretation is that no one is more developed. That's false. The Israelites are above everybody. The Most High is racist. The Israelites are superior than everybody, and it's a spirit. It's a spiritual thing. Now, yes, physicality does come into play, right? But it's mainly the spirit. Deuteronomy 7:6. For thou art a holy people unto Yahweh thy power, right? The Lord Yahweh thy power have chosen thee to be a special people unto himself above all people that are upon the face of the earth. So there is a more developed person. But it doesn't go by your fucking hair and your skin tone and your eyes and your hair color and your eye color and your fucking facial features. Human or not, we all have the same 3.8, 3.9 billion. Oh, he's going to evolution. Fuck that guy, all right? He doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. Racism, race is another false religion. That's right. There's how race has been interpreted now is fake. Esau says if you look like an Edomite, if you look like a so-called white person, a Caucasian, you are a Caucasian. If you look like a so-called black person, you're African. If you look like a Chinese or a Japanese, you're Asian. But guess what? Just to easily just debunk that bullshit, look at Drake. Drake's father and Drake's son look two different quote unquote races. Drake's son looks like a fucking Edomite. Is he a fucking Edomite? No, he's an Israelite. Right? He's an Israelite. So if you've seen him maybe 10, 15 years from now, right? Ottawa and Rotterdam, we don't even have that left here. You're gonna think, oh, that's a fucking Edomite. But if you see his fucking grandpa and his dad, you you're gonna have your fucking brain's probably gonna shut down because Esau didn't plague and destroyed the society, turned things upside down. Let's just get that. Let's see if I can find it. Let me see. Isaiah 29:15. Woe unto them that seek deep to hide their counsel from Yahweh. And that's these Edomites. And I got another precept on this. And their works are in the dark, and they say, who seeth us, and who knoweth us? Surely your turning of things upside down shall be esteemed as the potter's clay. All right? So you Edomites, all right, have turned things upside down. There's no such thing as race based upon your skin color and your hair texture and your facial features. Your race, your nationality is based off who your father is. That's your nationality because the seed of your father bears the body and the spirit. Because with the semen is literally like, you know how it looks like a tadpole. The head, the big part is literally your head, and the little tail is your spinal cord, man. The secret. No. Are you implying that the average white person looking at the beginning would assume that Aristotle was referring to blacks, that sounds just Esau run his fucking mouth. There's white person, there's black person, but why is no one talking about Asians? Because Jacob and Esau are the main characters of this film. All right? Esau is the antagonist, Jacob is the protagonist. That's why when you see these debates about superiority in the Bible and anything along those lines, is always so-called whites and blacks being pit together against each other. You don't see um, other nations being in the fold because they're background characters, so to speak. Let's hit up Hebrews 12 and just show you through the scriptures how base these Edomites are. Hebrews 12 and 16, lest there be any fornicator or profane person as Esau, for one for who for one morsel of meat sold his birthright, and you Edomites are the lowest of the low. And let's go on, since I was going into this fake science, let's hit up this right here. First Timothy 6 and 20. O Timothy, keep that which is committed to thy trust, avoiding profane and vain babblings and oppositions of science falsely so called. And you Edomites um being insecure because you see Jake is putting in that work, all right, and you gotta oppress them and then come with science to quote unquote prove you're superior. Talking in and doing it is a different story, man. What does so-called white people have done that's superior than anything Jake has done? Nothing, man. Absolutely nothing. They can't even rule correctly. Salakia, my mic. It's the goddamn Satan, man. Fucking with my mic. Let me fix this real quick. All right, I'm back. Um, if you ain't hear me, that's Satan, man. Mic just unplugged. Um, Esau, Oh, look at this. Look at this Edomite right here. Did Darwin consider every people human? I bet you that's an Edomite. Um, let me think. Let me think. Human is not equal and should not be. Equality is a sin. That's right. Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai did not create togetherism. I probably just made that shit up, but that word. But um, Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai wanted everybody to be separate, and that's in the scriptures. Literally, it's in the scriptures. Be ye separate. Man, I don't even know how to spell separate. Separate. All right. 2 Corinthians 6 and 17. Wherefore come out from among them is this is going against equality. And be ye separate, saith Yahweh, and touch not the unclean thing, and I will receive you. So this person is correct. Human is not equal and should not be. Equality is a sin. Pursuing the Psalms 82nd chapter, the Israelites aren't humans. All right. Check this out. We should know better now in 2022 that the wicked species, so this brother could be a Jake, an Israelite that knows he's an Israelite, this wicked species talking about the Edomites, would eventually try to reverse everything. We just got into the scriptures that prove this. So this is he's pretty much prophesying. When you look into the so-called Bible, I don't know why he said so-called, right? You will see that it was stated that leprosy is when you have pale white skin, and that's correct. I think it's Numbers, multiple scriptures that go into it, but the best one is Numbers 9, I think, because Yahweh personally came down and gave Miriam leprosy. I always get it mixed up, man. I know it's numbers something. Numbers might be numbers 11th. I'm not gonna read it. I'm gonna just show it real quick. Numbers, or it gotta be numbers 12. Yep, I think it is numbers 12. Yeah, numbers 12. And as you see right here, verse 10, Miriam became leper as white as snow. Um, but she didn't literally become this background color because she just became very pale. And as it says right here, verse 12, let her not be as one dead, of whom the flesh is half consumed when he cometh out of his mother's womb. So that just means pale red skin, like you fucking Edomites. And that just proves that Yahweh Shemi Shai, the angels, the Israelites are not so-called white people. When you look in the so-called Bible, you will see that it was stated that leprosy is when you have pale white skin. Correct. It is also simple people. All you have to ask and answer is, in the world at peace and in harmony? Nope. Is everything going great economically, and is everyone thriving? Nope. Are we all living a natural life in great health? Nope. If you answer no to any of these questions, we need to look at who is controlling the world. Right? Isn't this the same group who created the IQ test? Uh-huh. The current outcome of our existence shows the level of their IQ. And he's correct. When the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn. Let's get that. You see, it's overwhelming who the Israelites are. It's overwhelming who the Edomites are. Overwhelming. It's overwhelming evidence. Proverbs 29:2. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice, but when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn. So this brother right here is real hip. Real. Let's look at his channel real quick, man. He's real hip to this. I mean, he was on point. Who knows? It might be a brother. You know, he was real on point. He ain't missed not one time. 3 times, 4 or 5 times in a row. Humans are too arrogant. You mean Edomites? I see a lot of things where these Edomites. I notice when Esau's the problem, people try to bring in all of humanity and say it's humanity's problem. No, it's you fucking Edomites. I've actually got a black guy in my family tree. He's still hanging there, so he's making fun of Israel's um he's making fun of Israel's oppression. Israelite or not, you're not supposed to, crack jokes like that, man. For the most part, because the shit not don't be funny. For the most part, that shit don't be funny, man. When you go outside and you're in fear to get a fucking education, you go to fucking school to try to get smarter, all right, get an education, and then you come home and it's a gang of fucking Edomites ready to fucking rape you and fucking and hang you and shit in front of your family. That shit ain't funny, man. As a child of immigrants' parents from Latin America who immigrated to the U.S., I went to school mostly Mexicans and blacks. High school, and I also went to mostly white people school and with some Asians, so I have both experience. So no, in every ethnicity there's smart people and of course lazy people, but the only difference in my opinion, at least in the US, is most white people, if they do something really dumb or not smart, like not being ahead in their school grades or worse, they always had their parents with money or at least with a normal middle class income to give them a hand, like for example a private teacher or stuff like that, and eventually they paid their kids university. Meanwhile in hood they didn't, yeah, because you fucking Edomites have generational wealth. That just pretty much sums up what she's talking about. And you oppress the Israelites. You're the fucking devil. You so-called white people are the devil that the Bible speaks of. The devil is not no red dude with a pitchfork and horns and fucking hell laughing as you're fucking burning, man. That's fucking Greek mythology, man. Micah 2:1. Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds, who, when the morning is light, they practice it because it is in their power of their hands. So you Edomites in your beds, in your little secret society, you you think of ways to oppress Jake and destroy Jake and put yourself on top through lies. Verse 2, and they covet fields and take them by violence. That's how you Edomites got everything you got, from violence. And houses and take them away. So they oppress a man in his house, even a man in his heritage. And that's mainly talking about the Israelites. All right. So you Edomites, you're going down. Your your kingdom is falling before your eyes, and you're getting ready to revolt with a civil war. The Edomites that got a letting their nuts hang are gonna try to get things popping with a civil war. But you regular fucking Edomites that don't give a fuck, you're probably just gonna take the MOTB and become missile food, and that's if you survive the fucking carnage that's gonna come through Jacob's trouble. Psalm 64. I'm gonna end this off right here on the 64th chapter, up to like pretty much read all the 64th chapter. Verse 1. To the chief musician, a psalm of David. Hear my voice, O Yahweh, in my prayer. Preserve my life from fear of the enemy. Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity, who wet their tongues like a sword. So they getting their sword, sharp, clean. That's what that wet is going into, and bend their bows to shoot their arrows, even bitter words. Yeah, pseudo science, calling inward, so on and so forth, that they may shoot in secret at the perfect. Micah, what we just read, Micah second chapter, I believe we was just at. That was is talked about in the secret. Suddenly do they shoot at him and fear not. So yeah, Esau through slavery and coming over here in Americas, man, they just let loose. They had the time of their lives raping, eating, cannibalizing Jake, the Israelites. All right, they encourage themselves in an evil matter, so they're pumping each other up to be fucking evil, man. These and they're still the same people. These Edomites you see walking around. They still fucking Edomites. They're still wicked, man. As soon as society collapsed, they're going straight back to that wickedness, man. But this shit not gonna work. Because the Israelites gonna rise up with that spiritual power, man. Elohim, Michael, the arch, Micah Yalla. Alright? He is like the most high. He's like Yahweh. He's coming down, man, to protect the elect. They commune of laying snares privily, and they say, who shall see them? They search out iniquities, they accomplish a diligent search. But the inward thought of every one of them in their heart is deep. But Yahweh shall shoot at them with an arrow, suddenly they shall be wounded. So they shall make their own tongue to fall upon themselves. Yeah, I mean, he kind of sound like an Edomite, this guy, but maybe he could possibly be a Jake, possibly. But regardless, you Edomites are chanting down your own kingdom, Satan against Satan, right? I'm gonna reread verse 8. So they shall make their own tongue to fall upon themselves. All that see them shall flee away. And all men shall fear and shall declare the work of Yahweh, for they shall wisely consider of his doing. The righteous shall be glad, Yahweh, the elect. They shall trust in him, and all the upright in heart shall glory. I'm in off right there. Shalom.